All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we're going to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahawashi,
Yahawashi, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasher Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. All right, real quick, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 9. And it reads, for Esau is the end of the world.
Hey, you can start at 7.
Verse 7, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And that's the separation of times that we coming into. All right, the Lord has allowed the heathens to run the world, all right, for a portion of time, and now we're at the end of that cycle. All right, and this is the final showdown, if you will, all right, of Esau and Jacob, really going back to the garden. All right, that big good versus evil battle through the spirit. All right, right now the whole world is convinced that the only way to achieve power, to rule the world, is through corruption, through lies, through deceit, through bloodshed. All right, but a new order is about to be set up. All right, as Esau likes to put it, a new world order is about to be set up, but it's not going to be the new world order he believes it will be. All right, we're going to go into a new kingdom. All right, but before that, all right, we're going to see the end of Esau's world, and that's the time that we're coming into.
This is Sirach chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Hey, you got it.
Hey, and right now the Lord is raising up those prudent men, all right, to inhabit the city to come, which is going to be the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be established on the planet Earth. All right, all these other heathen kingdoms got their chance to rule on the earth, and here it comes when it's our turn. We got to rule after we die in the heavens. You know, that don't make sense, man. That will make the Lord an unjust power. All right, the Lord is coming with equity. Okay, he's coming to establish his kingdom on the planet Earth, spearheaded by his son Yahawashi. All right, and 144,000 as well. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And I'm going to jump down to verse 10. It says, the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. All right, we coming into that season in where the Lord is getting ready to come and cut off this long disease that has been Esau Edom. All right, the so-called white man. He's been a disease to the whole earth. All right, everything is mourning, man. All right, everything is in grief. Everything is in sorrow. Everything is used up. All right, because the wrong ruler has been in rulership, man. The wrong man, the basis of men. All right, he's abused the earth. He's abused his power. All right, he's abused the Lord's people. And the Lord is getting ready to come and cut him off, man. All right, it's about time for this man to go. All right, and we're approaching the end of his rule of terror. All right, the end of his empire. All right, and these prophecies that we're seeing kicking off around the four corners of the globe are just a sign of that, man. All right, they're a sign that this man is getting ready to get cut off. You got it, bro.
Hey, and if I can say this through the spirit, we grow up in a world where, at the end of the day, it's being ruled incorrectly. All right, that's what it really boils down to. All right, when the Lord gave us the promises concerning Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, the blessing that we've inherited, all right, it's about the nation of Israel being blessed, but ultimately, all right, it's about righteous rulership being implemented on the planet Earth, man. The world is in dire need of righteous rulership. Why are all these countries, all right, investing in missiles? Why all these countries have to invest in machine guns, all right, and counterterrorism? Why do they have to do that? Because the ruler of the earth is doing that. That's how he has gained power in the planet. So everybody's trying to follow Esau's blueprint to either get riches or protect what they already have. All right, through what? Through the sword. When you look at the world has been geared towards the sword and theft and robbery. And these are all qualities of Esau Edom. As the judge is, so is the people. All right, all of these world leaders, when you look at Moab, all right, they're following the blueprint of Esau Edom. All right, they're not following their own original heritage. Because the whole world has been convinced that the only way you can have power, or the only way that you can have something and protect something, is through wickedness. All right, through the sword. And that's why the importance of the kingdom of heaven is really a benefit to all the heathens outside of Esau, Edom. Because it's going to be a righteous rulership where there will be no more wars. How y'all have G7s, NATOs, and EUs and still fight? How y'all have all of these summits that y'all go to every year that they cover on CNN and Fox News, and people still dying out here? How is there a richest country on the planet and people still starving? All right, why is climate change a conversation? Because again, it's bigger than our people being in captivity. All right, that's what's most important to us through the spirit and power Yahawashi Shah, why we came into captivity and what we need to do to escape it. But there's a bigger picture right now. All right, Yahawashi coming on the planet means proper rulership. That we, not only us having to suffer, but the other heathens, all right? Having McDonald's on every block, all right? And a government that pushes pseudo medications but not herbs and proper diet is incorrect rulership, man. That's why the scriptures describe Esau as a forger of lies, man, a physician of no value. You know, most people see what's going on and they think that this is just us complaining about the so-called white man. The white man, the Esau Edom, needs to be removed out of the power seat. That's what it boils down to. It's not just us talking about him and slavery. It's him mismanaging the resources of the planet.
Right, and if I may say this, and that's why these prophecies are kicking off on the world stage, because this is a bigger problem than just us. It's a bigger problem than just white and black. This is a worldwide problem. All right, Esau has messed up the world, man. All right, his wine, his philosophies have spread across the whole entire globe, and it's been destroying it, man. All right, and that's why the Lord has to take this man out. That's why the Lord calls him a disease. That's why the Lord calls him the physician of no value, man. Because what he's done in the earth, not only to the people, but to the world itself, to the mind state of the people. These people are bugged out. All right, they think that it's only one life. So they crash dummy that life out, and they try to do whatever they can to please the flesh without thinking about the consequences afterward.
And if I could say, then they get old, all right, and then they regret living like that because they've been seduced. You got it?
Yeah. And then you have a system set in place to where you you really can't afford to think no other way, because when you look at Esau Edom's system, man, you gotta work, man. You gotta work, and you always working. So whenever you get time to play, you want to crash out, man. You want to do all you can so that you can enjoy whatever piece of life you may have, man. You know, so this man, he's polluted the mentality of these people. He's got these people think that the Heavenly Father is some sweet, happy-go-lucky fool, man. That he's just sitting up in the heavens. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do this. When in fact, the Lord is a man of war. He's an austere man. And that's not being taught in Esau's religion. That's not being taught in his philosophies. All right, Esau has shied away from that, man. He's deteriorated the earth through that. All right, through his falsehoods, man. Everything that this dude stands for, all right, has been deteriorating the earth.
Real quick, this is Proverbs. Hey, shalom to everybody on the comment board through the spirit. Shalom, Yahawashi Shah Barakatah. Matter of fact, real quick, yeah, beautiful. Bayan Yasha'Allah, Revelation 11 and 18. I'll grab that real quick. It's Revelation 11 and 18. And it reads, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Right. Hey, and why are these nations angry? You gotta ask yourself, why are these nations angry when at one point in time they were confederate with Esau to take us down? They were all confederate, like it says in Psalms the 83rd chapter, to come and take us down. So why are they all of a sudden angry now? It's because Esau has gypped them out of their piece of the pie, man. He's gotten greedy. He wants all the pie to himself. So he's gypped these other nations. They came together, you know, they formed a treaty, so to speak. And then they broke it, just like they always do. Right. Let's come together. Let's take these Israelites down, and then we can rule the earth as joint rulers. And then come down to it when they took us down. Guess what? Nah, we the ones on top. All right, bow down to us. Follow our rules. Follow our philosophies, man. And that's why these people are mad, man. And that's why they're gonna come against this devil, man. Because he's a liar. This man is, hey, can you not see it, man? This man is a liar. He's a thief. He's a robber. All right, and his judgment is creeping up on him, man. Slowly but surely.
Hey, real quick, this is Isaiah 24:5. It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. And all of these things have a source, right? When the people need GMO foods because you've overgrown the crops, or you've overworked the land, all right, that's a problem. And there's a source to that problem. All right, it's not a random occurrence. All right, we live in a society that's built on greed. Everything is about greed. Everybody is taking for themselves, and they don't care who they hurt in the process. And that's not good for the people, and it's not good for the planet. That's why ultimately, through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, a new rulership is going to have to be established. All right, this is why Esau has to be removed. All right, because ultimately there's an improper rulership on the planet Earth, and not only our nation, but everybody is suffering. You got these other nations that have to keep going to EU and NATO meetings and G7 summits just to hear the so-called white man give them lies. And they know they're getting lied to. And they just got to take the message back home and deal with it. Everybody is suffering under this present rulership. And that's why the Lord said he will set up one that is profitable. And this is the final showdown. All right? Jacob versus Esau, that star that's going to come out of Jacob. That's who we're seeing through the spirit of prophecy. That's his arrival. You got it up.
Hey, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 22. It reads, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And just like the bro was saying, man, everything is groaning, man. All right, because the wrong rulers are in place. And you have to realize, man, what we experience on the day-to-day, this isn't life. All right, there's no reason you should walk outside and all you smell is smoke. Your lungs are filled with smog, man. There's no reason that you should be drinking bottled water. There's no reason why you can't collect your own water. There's no reason why we don't have the means to slaughter and prepare our own meals. There's no reason why we shouldn't have these basic necessities of life. This isn't life. This is survival at best, man. And this is what this devil has done. He's turned the world into a wilderness, man, where it's a dog-eat-dog world. You got to get it how you live. And most people don't know how to live because they've been deprived of the knowledge and wisdom of Yahawashi. So basically, it's just the wild, wild west out here, man. It's Petra. It's Petra on a world scale, man.
Yeah. Petra Global Edition. Real quick, this John 10:10, it says, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly.
Right, and just like it says, this devil came, he came to rob, steal, and to kill. And that's exactly what he's done. He's fulfilled his lot. But the Lord came to give us life and life more abundantly. And that starts right now with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That starts right now with this faith. All right, the scriptures say that the kingdom of heaven is within you. All right, each and every one of us, Lord willing, that number, holds a piece of the kingdom. All right, and as we continue to grow in this truth, all right, that kingdom starts to grow within us, until the point where the Lord returns and he establishes that kingdom with his elect, man.
Real quick, this is Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
And that's what these devils have done to these nations, even us. All right, they oppress us and our heritage. They oppress these Elamites and their heritage. They got garrisons over there too. They got garrisons over there where them Ishmaelites stay at. They got garrisons over there where Moab stay at. All right, they got their military bases everywhere. All right, they oppress a man in his own heritage. They tell them how to live. Here it is, Elam, they got their own gods. Moab got their own gods, man. Which are no gods. But you have Esau over here telling them to worship Jesus Christo, man. Look, bow down to this democracy. Hey, look, take this. Hey, you shouldn't be doing that. You should let your women drive. You should give your women rights. You should bow down to feminism. Do all these things that conform to Western society. You have this devil oppressing a man in his own heritage, man. These nations aren't allowed to live. They ain't allowed to have their own culture, their own heritage. They ain't allowed to dwell in their land peaceably. Because this devil wants it all. He wants it all, man. His desire is as hell and death, and he cannot be satisfied.
It's a reason that it's not when you got a people, even the whole planet, from birth, not knowing who the true power, who the true living power is. There's a problem on the planet. When you got people that don't find out why you die, if they find that out until they 30 or 25 or 40, that's a problem on the planet. It should not be this hard to find truth, man. You shouldn't have to go through a library and spend a whole bunch of weeks there trying to dig and find out what's true and what's not. That's a problem with rulership. All right, and that's why the Lord's going to remove this man out of the power seat and establish a Mashiach. Lord willing, we be a part of that number as joint heirs, all right, to have proper rulership on the planet, man, because that's needed. Not just for us as a nation of people, but for the planet itself, man. Creation is being destroyed under this present rulership. You shouldn't have animals in the zoo, all right, having to climb on fake rocks with people that take pictures of them and make mockery of them. All right, you shouldn't have these certain things where they got slaughterhouses where the animals are all in line and they know they about to die.
Stressing them out.
That's a problem, man. You got it.
And you also have this devil, man, oversaturating the market with information. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to put out so much information to the point where the people can't decide on what's true and what's not. You know, you put out lies here, you put out truth here, you hide information here, and now the people are left to fend for themselves. That creates chaos, man. The people don't know who to follow. They don't know who to trust. They don't know who to listen to. So now it's a conflict of interest. It's a conflict of rulership, and you have chaos, man. You can't rule a kingdom in chaos, and that's why this kingdom has been deteriorating from the inside out.
I got one real quick. This is Proverbs 16:12. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness.
Hey, one more time. That was nice.
Proverbs 16:12. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness.
And that's how Yahawashi is going to come and establish the kingdom of heaven. All right, through righteousness, man, through truth. All right, that's how you establish and maintain the kingdom, through truth and righteousness. You can't establish and maintain a kingdom in secrecy and lies and deceit and wickedness. It won't work, because once the truth comes to light, then all the lies and wickedness have no place to flourish. Then that foundation that you build it upon begins to crumble. It's nowhere to go from that point on, but from down, man. You know, but when a kingdom is established in righteousness, it has nowhere to go but up, man. And that's why the kingdom of heaven is going to be an everlasting rulership, spearheaded by Yahawashi, man.
Real quick, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, and I will start at 25. Nope, I'll start at 26. And the men that are received shall see it. No, I'm starting at 25. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth. And the heart of the inhabitant shall be changed and turned into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
Amen. And that said a lot, man. All right, that's what we're fighting for. The first part of what the brother read, that's what we're fighting for, to partake in those things, to partake in being those first fruits. All right, those who have, this is the last time we've tasted the death. This is the last time we'll be born through a woman's womb, man. This is what we're fighting for, to be partakers of that, man. All right, and on another level, truth right now is starting to flourish, man. It's starting to flourish on all levels. The scripture saying in Daniel the 12th chapter that knowledge shall increase. And that's exactly what's happened through this internet, man, through this Urim and the Thummim. The Lord has caused knowledge to increase, and now the whole world is privy to the mindset, to the will of Yahawashi. All right, the word has been made plain in all languages, in all countries, all right, and at all times of the day. All right, and this and faith is starting to flourish, man. Now you're starting to see camps pop up around the four corners of the globe. Now you're starting to see more men calling upon the true names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. Now you're starting to see the true doctrine of the scriptures being preached. All right, faith is starting to flourish, and that's the beginning of the kingdom. All right, we're witnessing the beginning of the kingdom of heaven. We're partaking in the beginning of the kingdom of heaven, and this is a beautiful thing. All right, and this is and as we're partaking in the beginning of the kingdom of heaven, we're also partaking in the downfall of this present empire, which is the rulership of Esau, Edom. All right, it's a manifold thing.
Because again, Yahawashi is coming to put everything back in order. All right, the Lord is coming to put resources back in order, nations back in order. That's why it says when he comes back in Matthew the 25th chapter, he's going to separate the nations as goats. All right, he's going to separate all these nations of people and establish order. You shouldn't have somebody that's poor that don't get no justice. Somebody can just rob them, and if they ain't got enough money for a lawyer, they get a public defender, and they got to plead out to something they really didn't do. That's a problem, man. When you got a huge prison population on the planet Earth, that's a problem. And that deals with the rulership. All right, as the people are they all? It all goes back to a source. Who's in the power seat? All right, that's why the scriptures talk about the son of perdition. If not him, all right, if it's not him, who? Where is he? All right, real quick, this is Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 8. And it reads, a king that sitteth in the throne of judgment scattereth away all evil with his eyes. And that's going to be Yahawashi, man. All right, when Yahawashi sits on that throne, people are going to think twice about doing a lot of the things that they do freely in this time. All right, the corruption, the lies, the deceit, all right, the judicial system. All right, all of these things are going to be put to death. It's going to be put to an end. Scriptures talk about burning all the weapons, man. Because we're not going to have, it's going to be no more war. Even that alone is hard to imagine in the world that we live in. But that's because this world is ruled by the one who rules the world with the sword, man. And everybody has tried to follow that blueprint, and it's ended up in the world being defiled and destroyed under that, man. That's why Yahawashi is going to sit on the throne and establish equity, all right, which is a powerful word when you go into it. You got something?
Yeah, this is Micah chapter 4, verse 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and the people shall flow unto it. All right, when you go into mountains in the scriptures, it's likened unto governments. All right, mountains being big governments, hills being smaller governments. All right, so it says again, but in the last days it will come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord, the government of the Lord, shall be established on the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. All right, so when the Lord comes to establish his kingdom, all right, in righteousness, people are going to flow unto his government because they're going to see the fruits of righteousness. They're going to see the fruits of not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. They're going to see the fruits of not committing adultery. They're going to see the fruits of following the laws, statutes, and commandments. They're going to see that these things lead to life. All right, they're going to see the need for righteous rulership. And they're going to flow into the Lord's government. It says, and many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. Mm-hmm. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Yeah, that's what's being established. A government, a righteous government is being established. And it's something that we've been far removed from, all right, through our various captivities. We don't know what it's like, but that's what the Lord is introducing to us. And it starts now, right now, being set in order before the eyes of our enemies. All right, that's what the Lord is setting up, a government, if you can receive it. All right, the Lord didn't call just an average casual Israelite. He's calling those who are going to be a part of that government, Lord willing, will be a part of that number. All right, so when he has those councils, it ain't just going to be us talking about what kind of liquor or what kind of wine we like. It's going to be about real problems, real things that need to be solved so that the planet can be run in righteousness. All right, what is Moab doing? All right, what kind of resources do they have? How's the condition of their people? All right, I'm going to go put you over that province. And with the scriptures, you deal with it. Right now, we're learning on a small level how to conduct that type of business with the affairs of our own life. But that's what the Lord is establishing. That's the end goal. Under Hamashiach ain't going to be having to go all of these different places. He's setting up a government so that he'll be able to rule over the whole thing. That means there's going to be places and positions in between that to govern the people, man. When the scriptures talk about all those people flowing unto the nation of Israel for counsel, all right, they ain't all going to see Yahawashi, man. They're going to see certain dignitaries, and those are the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we be a part of that number.
Right.
You got it.
This is Sirach chapter 39, and the point is in 7 and 8, but I'm gonna start at verse 1. All right, because those dignitaries are starting out right now. All right, the Lord is forging us into those dignitaries, into those noblemen, so to speak. All right, it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. He will keep the sayings of renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences, and be conversant in dark parables. Get this, it says, he shall serve among great men, and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries, for he hath tried the good and evil among men.
Yeah, because when you go into the 38th chapter, it talks about the casual Israelite. Jake that's deep into construction work. Jake that's deep into all these different type of things. Yeah, those things are going to have a need in the kingdom of heaven, but you're not going to be one of those that sit in those seats amongst those great men to hear those counsels that literally have control over lives. Mm-hmm. If you can receive it, that's what the Lord is establishing. When it matter of fact, but Yasha brought up Amos 9:11. It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacles of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Right.
King David had dominion over nations. King David set up garrisons over nations, and they came to him. They had to answer to him. All right, when you think about how the tabernacle of David was, it was a government, man. That's what's being reestablished under Hamashiach, which is the son of David, which is a whole nother conversation in itself.
Yeah.
You got it.
And that's the importance of following under government right now. If you can't follow the government that the Lord is establishing on the earth right now, how are you going to follow when he returns? All right, it starts right now, man. The Lord has set up certain men, all right, to set in place to give us counsel, all right, to give us certain things that we need in the spirit to grow, all right, and we're to take heed to that through the spirit and power of Yahawashi. All right, all these things start now. This isn't like Christianity where everything starts after you die, and then you just magically appear and everything's in correction. No, these things start now. In order to be a part of those dignitaries, in order to be a part of the counsel of the Lord, all right, in order to be a part of those first fruits, you got to exercise faith, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding now. You got to apply these things now. All right, that's what the Lord is looking for. All right, those who have faith enough to apply these things now, although they don't see the reward now. Although we can't see the kingdom, we can't see the government of the Lord physically right now. We believe in it, we have faith in it, and we following it through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, so that when it actually comes, we'll just fall in line. But it says back in verse 5, it says he will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer and make supplication for his sins. When the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer.
Ruling the planet is not a small job, and the Lord's talking about giving us dominion over many dominions, many mansions, and there's going to be positions that need to be filled. All right, and that's why right now we're rehearsing the righteous acts. Right now, through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, we're being trained up for rulership, for dominion. It's not just to be a casual Israelite in the kingdom of heaven. All right, it's to have a position, Lord willing, we're part of that number, to be able to dictate through the spirit and power of Yahawashi with the law, statutes, and commandments how life is supposed to be ran. Because right now you got some creepy old Mr. Burns Edomite somewhere in some mansion, all right, deciding the life of people in Florida, Georgia, all right, the planet. Mm-hmm. And they are not qualified at all for rulership.
Right. Yet
they in that position where the tables are about to turn. And that's what we're being geared up for. That's what we're being prepared for. All right, real quick, I got 1 Corinthians 6 and 2. It says, do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Do ye not know we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? And that's what we're being rehearsed in. We're being practiced in judgment. All right, to have dominion, Lord willing, we be a part of that number.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and that's beautiful, man, because the decisions that we make right now through the Spirit, although they have small consequences, pretty soon they're going to lead to bigger consequences, because we're going to be over lives at that point. The Lord is going to give his men dominion over lives, countries, cities, states. All right. And at that point, your decisions are going to matter. So being exercised in the art of decision making, being exercised in the art of judgment is a very crucial thing right now. We got to learn how to flow and judge through the Spirit and power Yahawashi Yahawashi the best that we can right now. But back in Sirach 39:7, it says, he shall direct his counsel in knowledge, and in his secret shall he meditate. He shall shew forth that which he hath learned, and shall glory in the law of the covenant of the Lord. Many shall commend his understanding, and so long as the world endureth, it shall not be blotted out. His memorial shall not depart away, and his name shall live from generation to generation. Nations shall shew forth his wisdom, and the congregation shall declare his praise. If he die, he shall leave a greater name than 1,000, and if he live, he shall increase it. Yet have I more to say, which I have thought upon, for I am filled as the moon is full. Maybe that was a point on that. But those men, all right, who give their heart early to resort to the Lord, are going to be those who are going to be a part of the council of Yahawashi Yahawashi. Are going to be those who are part of that joint rulership with Yahawashi, man. And that's what we fighting for, man. We ain't fighting to be no regular Israelite. We ain't fighting to be just some regular man just sitting there. Nah, that's cool. Every Israelite is gonna be in their own office, and that's gonna be even if you're a regular Israelite, that's gonna be, man, greater than 10 nations, 17 nations, all the nations combined. But we want to be sitting at that seat with Yahawashi. We want to be looking at him. We want to be listening to him as he's giving out wisdom. He's pouring out wisdom. You want to be in that room. Even if you're in the very back, we want to be there, listening, soaking it up. Being a part of that number that's able to govern the cities, that's able to shoot forth the wisdom of the Lord, man.
And when you look at Esau, how he got his system set up, the average Edomite can't go and talk to Donald Trump. The average Edomite can't pull up to their governor house and just ask him what's going on with the electricity. They got to stay in their lane. There's a commonwealth. They all commonly benefit from so-called white privilege, but they all don't have the same access. The same thing is going to be implemented in the kingdom of heaven. And having this truth now through the Spirit gives you an opportunity to be a part of that first fruits, man. Lord willing, we're a part of that number and we endure to the end. But that's why you have the truth now as opposed to someone else of your nation. Scriptures say, though our nation be as the sand of the sea, only the remnant shall return. How is that acknowledged? Through this truth and this understanding and receiving it, and Lord willing, enduring to the end, which will, Lord willing, end up being a part of the first fruits, which is rulership, which is dominion. All right, that's what the Lord's preparing us for. When you got $100, you got to figure out how you going to last the rest of the week. That's judgment. That's discernment. That's the Lord getting you ready for the next stage. It may seem small to you, but that's the Lord. That's the Lord showing, all right, how do you deal with your own resources? Right? Matter of fact, perfect opportunity. This is Matthew chapter 25 and verse 21. He reads, his Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant.
Yes, that's right.
Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
Hey, and if we are able to be faithful over these few things that the Lord has bestowed upon us, then when the Lord returns, he's going to bestow even more abundance upon us, man. All right, right now, our little day-to-day lives may seem small. The decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis, they may seem small, like the brother said, making that $100 stretch that week, or making a decision on whether you're going to pay your light bill, your gas bill, or you're going to put gas in your car or put something toward the rent. These things may seem small, but at the end of the day, they're building characteristics within us that are needful for when the Lord returns, man. All right, decision making. All right, being a leader. All right, being able to follow the Spirit. These are all things that we're being able to exercise and we're being experienced in, all right now, through the Spirit and power of Yahawashi Yahawashi. And if, Lord will, we be of that number, when the Lord returns, he's going to bestow even more abundance upon us. And that's going to take the form of being over lives. That's going to take the form of being over worlds, countries, cities, you name it, man. All right, but the Lord is trying to see what we can do with the few that we've been bestowed right now. All right, if you're gonna be a demon with the few, he ain't gonna give you no abundance, man.
Bro, you proud with the crumbs. I did it. It's on me. You know, if you doing that with the crumbs, which is the little bit of information the Lord is giving us right now while we waiting on salvation, Lord willing. If you proud with this, how can the Lord make you rule over millions of people? That's gonna blow your head up.
Big time.
That's why we being rehearsed in a lowly state. That's why the Lord ain't giving you enough to make you feel no type of way but humble. A constant reminder of humility. So all you have is Yahawashi Yahawashi and this word, which we run through problems during our weeks, during our days and our months to exercise judgment. Because eventually it's not just going to be your $100 for you and your family to survive for that week. It's going to be millions of people. And you're going to have to decide how to deal with the resources.
Hey, if I may say this, even before that, when it comes to Jacob's trouble, you're going to be over lives even then. All right, the scriptures say in Isaiah 4:1 that 7 women shall cling unto one man. All right, it's going to be more than women. You might have children that's under your authority. You might have other brothers that's under your authority. All right, so you got to be able to make certain decisions that are not going, and you got to realize that certain decisions that you make are not going to only impact you, but the lives of others, the lives of the people that are around you, you know, and that's what we're being exercised in right now. All right, our decisions matter. All right, our decisions, hey, the Lord likened us in the judges, man. All right, when the judge bangs that gavel, when he gives his decision, that's it. And whatever proceeds, he has to deal with that, man. If he gave the man the wrong sentence, he got to deal with that, man. He just destroyed a life. But if he gives a man a right sentence, then that judgment was correct, and he did his job.
And you shouldn't feel comfortable with Esau having rulership over you. You shouldn't feel comfortable with a so-called white man that sit in a power seat and give your brethren 40, 50 years when they actually should be put to death if it's murder. They don't even have them put in no hole in no... Nah, just go ahead and take them up out of here.
Torture.
Let them try it again next life. That's why the scriptures are so important, because a lot of the things that we think is normal is just going to be wiped away, man. Shouldn't be no prison systems, man. Those who stole, they should be working for the people they stole from until they restored it.
Right.
Those who murdered, you don't get to have, you don't get to go and read books and lift weights and eat noodles until you die. Nah, you out of there. Nah, we're going to save the space and get that to our family so that they can establish themselves. These are the type of things that need to be established on the planet, man. Everybody shouldn't be working until they dead, man.
Foolish.
Working for another corporation or a company just for you to work 30 years and they give your ass a cheap-ass watch and kick your ass out the door.
Right.
Tell you good luck, you and your family. Good luck on the retirement benefits.
Right.
You know, Esau put you on prescription medications. You pulling up to CVS, barely surviving off of some pills that he give you that just kill that just attack the symptoms, don't really cure you.
Hold you over type shit.
That's not how the world's supposed to be ran, man. The Lord ain't make the world for people to just live like this. All right, and that's why the proper rulership needs to be established, and it's going to be established with the coming of the one they ignorantly called Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi Hamashiach, man.
I got one for you.
Come.
This is
Matter of fact, I got one real quick. This is Revelation 5:9. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to Yahawashi Yahawashi by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and hast made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
Right, and right now, just like it says in Galatians, the 4th chapter, a king differeth, let me see, a servant. It's in my head, but I got it mixed up a little bit. Let me see. This is Galatians 4, and verse 1, it says, Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all, but is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father. So just like we were likening the kings, priests, rulers, and judges, all right, right now we differ no different from a servant. All right, we have to come up and be brought up in the ways of a king, be brought up in the ways of a priest and a judge. All right, and that's what we're experiencing right now. All right, but the Lord has called his nation to be priests, kings, judges. That's a judgment. That's a promise that was only made to our nation. Only us. All right, that's exclusive. All right, that means that ain't no other nation gonna be judges. Ain't no other nation gonna be priests. Ain't no other nations gonna be rulers except the nation of Israel, man. It says, I'm gonna read it again. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all, but is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father. And we're approaching that time appointed by the Heavenly Father, to where he's going to bestow those promises that he made with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, in this time, Lord willing, in this time or in whatever time, man, when he sees fit. All right, but we're living in the time of the end, man, the end of this rulership at least,
Real quick, Proverbs 30:21 reads, "For 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which it cannot bear, for a servant when he reigneth, and a fool when he is filled with meat." And right now the world is ran by a servant. All right, Esau Edom is the basis of men, and he should not be in charge over resources. All right, and because he's in charge over resources and he's a niggard at his table, all right, he is envious, he has a desire as hell and is as death, he rules by violence, and because of that, the world, you see the effects of that. All right, real quick, another one is Proverbs 19:10, and it reads, "Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes." And you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, contrary to what you've been told since you got here, you are not servants. You're actually princes of Yahawashi. You're servants to the Lord, but in the eyes of men, you're supposed to be princes. You're not supposed to be answering to no servants. And that's why the Lord put them over us as a punishment. But that time is coming to an end, and we're being trained and rehearsed in rulership again. All right, we're being rehearsed and practiced in dominion. And that starts with our own life and applying these scriptures to our own situations while we wait on Yahawashi to arrive through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, man. You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. All right, it says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." And this is going to mark the end of this rulership of the basis of a servant, man. All right, this servant is going to, his rulership is going to be ended with fuel of fire. It says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called the Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. For of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end, upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this." All right, and when the Lord comes, he's going to establish the kingdom in justice and judgment, man. All right, no longer will a servant be ruling over the princes. No longer will wrong judgment proceed forth from the ruler. No longer, man. All right, no longer will inequity continue to reign upon the earth, man. The Lord is going to judge in justice and judgment, man. All right, and that's what this earth needs. That's what this earth needs, man. That's why the Lord said in Micah 2:10, "This place is not our rest." You can see it daily, man. This you can see it, man. This can't be all there is to life. You waking up, you going to a job that you hate, being around people that you hate even more, just to come back home and go through the same type of hell, man. This ain't life, man. Then you go through the same routine week in and week out, no change up. You can't travel, don't have the means to travel. You can't explore the earth like it's meant to be explored. You can't enjoy creation because it's all polluted. This ain't life, man.
Bro, we ain't gonna have no passports in the kingdom of heaven. The heathens ain't even gonna have passports in the kingdom of heaven. They want to take a boat and drive and go across the water, be our guest. Just don't come over here to the forbidden zone. You good.
Right.
You want to go visit some Ammonites? Hey, be our guest. Just bring the tribute. It ain't gonna be like this, man. Esau won't control over everybody, man. He want everybody on a Google search database. Where everybody got to check in with him for the want and need of all things. That's coming to an end. And Yahawashi is going to be in control of all the resources. No more fluoride in the water, all right? No more TV with BET and MTV jams. That's over. No more weapons. All right? No more shanks, no more 30 clips, no more drums, no more hollows, none of that. All of that's going to be put away through the spirit and power of Yahawashi Shah, and the earth is actually going to be enjoyed, which was the intention of the Heavenly Father, man. That the world be enjoyed, man. This should be your fantasy land. The planet. All these different fruits and all these different animals the Lord got is for you to enjoy it.
And there's so much out here that you'll never get bored of it, man. The Lord has so much diversity within His creation that you literally can't get enough of it in a lifetime, man. That's why it's gonna take forever. We gonna be amazed forever at the power of Yahawashi, man. Yep. All right, it's still animals out here that we ain't seen yet, man. It's still places in the ocean that have been uncharted. It's still some certain types of knowledges that haven't been tapped into, man. The weight of a flame. All right. All these other things, man, these things haven't been tapped into, man.
Yeah, that's when you can go deep, Jake. You're going to be able to go Space 9 when you get in the kingdom. Y'all want to go to 11th dimension, be our guest. But right now, we need to do the things needful for salvation. Yeah. So, Lord willing, we can be a part of that transition. Because that's what the Lord is bringing. It's a transition, and it's a government and a rulership. All right, so that the world can be established in peace and in equity. The same way you got all these Edomites that sit in these courtrooms. They wake up 8 o'clock in the morning, drink coffee all day, and give niggas 30, 40, 50 years.
Like it ain't
all day. What time I get off work? I got about 45 minutes. What he did? All right, I remand him to the such and such facility for 45 years to be ran concurrent. Smack the gavel and go home and play with his kids. It should be Israelites in those power seats all across the planet, man. You shouldn't have no nation of people thinking that you died one time and that's it. And they find out when they 45 or something that, hey, this ain't your first life. You've been here before. They should know that from birth. And that's why the truth of Yahawashi Shah is going to cover the planet. How is it going to do that? Through the Lord having righteous rulers under Yahawashi to spread that message and that understanding. Mm-hmm. Real quick, this is Isaiah 45 and 18. And it reads, "For thus saith the Lord that created the heavens, Yahawashi himself that formed the earth and made it. He hath established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I am Yahawashi, and there is none else." All right, the Lord didn't create a metaverse. He made this one. This is supposed to be the one that's enjoyed. He made it not in vain. And that's what everybody believe, that the world's just going to be ran in wickedness forever. And then it's just going to be a destruction, apocalypse. The whole planet is done. Everybody dead. Nah, man, that's not the intention of the Heavenly Father. It's going to be ran in rulership. It's just going to be under Yahawashi and the Israelites. Mm-hmm. Not Esau. Esau's going to be the one that's on death row. And through that, all the nations are going to be, they're going to be in a good case. They're going to be good. No more mortgages. All right? No more utility bills. None of that. You're going to be all right. Yeah, you thought you were supposed to have a power seat, but you're not. And when you see how the world is ruled, you're going to be all right. You're going to be like, all right, I ain't the number one nation. I'm cool with that. Pass the chicken.
All right.
They're going to make peace with their position on the planet, man. And when they see how the world is ruled, the scriptures say they're going to rejoice when the righteous are in authority. And you got to look at it from that perspective through the Spirit, man. You're not just a casual Israelite, all right, who is just going to be a casual Israelite in the kingdom. You have to understand that you're being called for rulership. That's why the scriptures say the saints shall judge the world. All right, you got it.
This is Zechariah chapter 8 and 20. It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, it shall yet come to pass that there shall come people and the inhabitants of many cities. And the inhabitants of one city shall go to another, saying, Let us go speedily to pray before the Lord, and to seek the Lord of hosts. I will go also. Mm-hmm. Yet many people and strong nations shall come to seek the Lord of hosts in Jerusalem, and pray before the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass, that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, We will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you."
Bro, strong nations are going to come to seek counsel, all right, from Yahawashi, man. And the servants are going to be the ones that distribute that information, all right, under Yahawashi. Yahawashi going to say, hey, you go deal with them. You know what to do. I ain't gotta, we ain't gonna have to be taught. So he just gonna be like, look, go. You know what to do.
And that.
Yeah. What Ammon said, they don't know how to deal with their water. Hey, tell them to put the silver in there. Put the gold. Just go handle it. Go oversee it and make sure that they establish it right.
Use your judgment.
That's what we being prepared for, man. When Yahawashi say he's going to make you rule over many things, that don't mean he's going to give you an extra apartment. You know, he ain't going to give you an extra car. It's going to be bigger than that. That's what we being prepared for, man. Real quick, there's Proverbs 29:2, and it reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, man.
Right. Hey, right now, the people are mourning. But we coming to the end of that, man. We coming to the end of this mourning. We coming to the end of this hell, man. All right, the scriptures say that the Lord, hey, look, let me get this. This is Psalms chapter 86. So like it. This is Psalms chapter 16, Salaki, in verse 10. It says, for thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt shew me the path of life, in thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures evermore. All right, and the Lord isn't going to leave us in hell forever, man. All right, he's not going to allow the wicked to rule forever. All right, the earth to continue to be in a state of mourning. All right, he's not going to stand for it, man. All right, and we're starting to see the Lord starting to visit the world in which he made. All right, through these prophecies, through these different things that he said will happen in the latter days, man. All right, the Lord is getting ready to establish that one that is going to be profitable on the earth, man. And that is Yahawashi, the 144,000, and the elect, man. All right, and then after that, the rest of the nation of Israel, man. All right, but right now, man, we coming to the end of that morning. We coming to the end of this reign of terror, man. This devil is on his way out, and he can see it. Everybody can see it. He's just making these final preparations to try to hold on to whatever bit he can hold on to. But at the end of the day, he gonna slip. He gonna fall through the cracks. All right, his rulers are gonna be put in fetters of chains and iron. All right, they're gonna be led into captivity, forced to breed like our forefathers was forced to breed.
Yeah.
They're gonna be forced to make big rocks into little rocks, turn it to dust, nigga. And then I want you to turn it back into a big rock. They're gonna be given impossible tasks. Their families are gonna be shipped off. Their families are gonna be separated, man. All right, we coming into that time where the Lord is gonna transition everything, man. He's gonna set the earth right side back up. All right, everything is gonna go back into its natural course. All right, with Israel on top and other nations on the bottom following.
Yeah, but it starts with wisdom. All right, before you can have all of that, you gotta have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, and that's what we being rehearsed in right now. Wisdom of Solomon 6:20 reads, therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore.
And that's the beginning of the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, cultivating this wisdom that has been bestowed upon us. All right, really, really, really using it, really applying the wisdom that the Lord has given us through the Spirit and power of Yahawashi. This is the beginning of the kingdom. All right, you're seeing it right now. You brothers on the comment board, all right, brothers around the four corners, man, standing up in great boldness. All right, this is the beginning right here. All right, us exercising wisdom, us being conversant in these dark parables, man. Us wearing out the doorsteps of the wise, of the ancient, man. All right, this is where it begins. All right, this is ground zero right here, man. And to be a part of this is a beautiful thing. Through the Spirit and power of Yahawashi.
Wisdom of Solomon 6:24 reads, but the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world, and a wise king is the upholding of the people.
And a wise king is the upholding of the people, man. All right, through a wise king, the people flourish. All right, the reason why the people aren't flourishing right now is because an idiot is ruling, man. An idiot is ruling, therefore these people are crash dummying out, man. They don't know what direction they're going in, man.
Yeah, Esau be winging it, man. Esau just be changing as he go, man. He just winging it. But he got all of these news outlets that make it look like he know what he doing, and he don't, bro. That's why the Lord's going to establish a righteous rulership, man. You got any precepts up?
No.
This Proverbs 29:4. The king by judgment establisheth the land, but he that receiveth gifts overthrow it. You got it. Go ahead.
And this man, hey, he's received gifts. Therefore, his judgment has been corrupted. All right, he's received gifts from these nations. All right, he's received gifts from the Lord. All right, to make him think that everything that he's been doing is righteous. Therefore, his judgment has been corrupted. All right, he's corrupted. He's perverted the judgment of the Lord. Therefore, this is what we get. When you pervert the judgment of the Lord, this is what you get. The world around you. All right, the wilderness around you, so to speak. You know.
Real quick, this is Proverbs 29:14. It says, "The king that faithfully judgeth the poor, his throne shall be established forever."
That faithfully judges the poor. And that's what the Lord is coming to do to our nation, man. Our poor, trodden down nation, he's coming to faithfully judge us, man. All right, faithfully rule over us. All right, this devil has been a tyrant over the poor. All right, he's been a complete demon, you know, over the poor of the earth, man. He has no mercy. He has no compassion. It's not in his system to do so. All right, it's not in his system to be righteous. That's why he has to be put out, man. If Esau is doing right, like the elder from Las Vegas says all the time, man, if Esau is doing any good, he's going off. It's not in his blueprint to do anything righteous, man. So if he's doing anything righteous, he's going off, man. And that's why he has to be taken out, because it's not in him to rule. It's not in him to be righteous. It's not in him to follow the will of Yahawashi. It's just not in him, but it's in us. And we have to assume that position through the spirit and power of Yahawashi.
Real quick, this is Jeremiah 23:5. And it reads, I'm going to start at 3. And it says, "And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries, whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase.
Yeah.
And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith Yahawashi. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth."
Yeah, the Lord coming to bring the family back, man. He coming to bring the family back. We all gonna be good, man. All right, we all gonna, the Commonwealth of Israel is gonna be established. All right, the Lord is coming to bring the family back, man. All right, he's doing it right now. All right, brothers are popping up everywhere, man. You know, everywhere around the four corners, brothers are popping up in the name of Yahawashi. And that's the Lord gathering his people. All right, gathering his people. All right, and bringing us back together, you know. But you want to say something on that, bro?
No, that's it on that one. I ended with this. This will be my last one. This is Psalm 72, and I'm going to start at 1. "Give the king thy judgments, O power, and thy righteousness unto the king's son. He shall judge thy people with righteousness, and thy poor with judgment. The mountains shall bring peace to the people, and the little hills by righteousness. He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor. They shall fear thee as long as the sun and moon endure, throughout all generations. He shall come down like rain upon the mown grass, as showers that water the earth. In his days shall the righteous flourish, and abundance of peace, so long as the moon endureth. He shall have dominion also from sea to sea, and from the river unto the ends of the earth. They that dwell in the wilderness shall bow before him, and his enemies shall lick the dust."
And the Lord is coming. The Lord is coming with our liberation, man. All right, he's coming with our liberation. All we got to do is just continue to be patient. These promises, all right, that we read about on a daily basis, they're going to manifest. All right, they're going to manifest in our reality. And you got to believe that, man. You got to really believe that with every fiber in your being. These prophecies are going to manifest in our lives personally, man. This liberation, this vengeance that the Lord speaks about, all right, the liberation of the elect, all right, the judgment of the poor, all right, these things are going to manifest in our lives, man. All right, and it's only a matter of time until the Lord takes this devil out, man. All right, we almost home, man. You know, it's not too many more times brothers are going to say that before it actually happens. You know, believe that, man. The scriptures say that our salvation is nearer than when we believe.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You know, brothers may think, hey, the Lord may come back this year, man. And if he does come back this year, we want to be prepared, man. All right, we want to be found faithful. We want to be found in the mindset to where, you know, we were expecting the Lord to come. You know?
You got any other precepts?
No, that was it.
And so with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and the sincere salutations to all Yuakim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Wa Abba Babal.
While I'm tuning in, Yahawashi continue blessing your houses. Stay prayed up. While for your precepts. Shalom.